Welcome back to Ferocious Education. This is Ed. Today I'm going to be giving an update on IDEX, Ideanomics. I'm not going to go referring too much in terms of the news or the different allegations going to it, but I'm just going to be going through the news as if for the catalysts. There's a lot of negative news going around and different allegations and whatnot. Whether it's true or not, I'm not going to go through into that. That's not for me to go on and try to investigate things through. But what it seems like is that there's massive shorting. Whatever the intentions are, that's not for me to decide. And so going in here, I'm just going to be going technical analysis, and I have a little bit of good points here I want to make that looks really nice. And so just bear with me here. So taking a quick look here, you get to see the 10 SMAs above the 30 MA, which is amazing. The stock price is within the trading action zone, and if it sees any red, it is most likely going to be seeing a reversal upwards. You can see that we're seeing here something like a golden cross between the 200 SMA and a 50 SMA, very close to that, and that's a bullish sign. We get to see as well that the price point is still both above those two, which still considers it a bullish run. Going in towards the average directional index, it has fixed itself from high 60s to around 51, which sounds like pretty good. If it hits around 50, it's even better. 45 is a nice spot to be in. William %R shows in that it's oversold, well, obviously after what happened, but still within nice territories. Momentum seems to be picking up, and the interest is back into the stock as it seems to be. Going into towards the 5 days, 1 hour period, we get to see here that there has been a positive trend. That's still moving forward. Now, in terms of a little bit here, it seems to be decreasing a little, but this is aftermarket, so a lot of people might be nervous in holding it overnight for all the things that are going on. We get nothing more to see here other than just a little bit of recovery. Going in towards the moving average, we get to see that the stock has moved upwards from the moving average, and the moving average is catching up to the stock. So this is really looking like a nice period to be in right now. Going towards different things here, for instance, I want to show you first the Fibonacci retracements. So if you look at the Fibonacci retracements, you get to see something very interesting. So over here, you get to see different supports and resistances that the stock likes. So around 23.6 seems to be a really nice resistance before, and as current support right now. So that's a really important price point to be around. 174 seems to be the current support, and it's a little bit of a weaker resistance previously, as it has really just moved around by it, but there seems to be a support here. To around 50% level, it seems to be a resistance, and that's a resistance that's currently meeting around 216. And then followed to that, something around 239 seems to be the next resistance, and then 258 seems to be another resistance, which sees after that the $3. So the jumps between the resistances are nicely accumulated, but the only problem is if it dips, there's a lot less further to go from something like $1.22 to around 58, and that's a massive jump you want to be careful of. But it seems to have as well another support somewhere around here, around 87. So all in all, it looks like this stock as well is seeing some different things. I want to show first of all the trend line. Trend line is very important for this stock because it's done something interesting. Considering the trend line going in around here, you'll get to see that this stock trend line is, after the stock dipped from the trend line, it seems that it's actually recovering, and it's currently trading very close to the previous trend line, which sounds like a good news. That's the new trend line that we're looking for, that we're kind of seeing right now, but the stock price seems to have recovered around the trend line. Now, another thing I want to show is, if you watched my previous pattern video, you're gonna figure out this looks somewhat like a cup. And it looks somewhat to me that the handle is being formed, but it's more of a little bit of a sloppier pattern that I would like it to be perfect. But it looks like for me like a cup, which is a bullish sign. So another thing here is we can see that the 50 SMA and the 200 SMA seems to be really catching on to becoming very close to each other, at least in the 1 hour period. And that seems to be, once they do, that's called golden cross. And that's a bullish sign, so that looks as well another positive. Now, in terms of the business itself and the business aspect, I know there was concern about the capital the company holds, but from what I've read is that it actually works as a little bit as more of an agent, so they don't need massive amount of capital going through. Whatever the details is in terms of the news, try to actually look into the business aspect a little bit independently, and not to be influenced by people who are whether shouting that this is fake or shouting this is legit. try to find a little bit of different readings. And news usually are not your best friends, because usually they try to look for clickbaits. And what is more clickbait for bag holders to say IDEX is fraud or scam? So what you want to be careful of is try to do as much research into perhaps maybe the financial statements, see how much cash they have in hand, and try to understand a little bit of their operations. But from a technical point of view, this overall looks like it has something positive coming to it, but that's not really guaranteed in terms of different news and whatnot. Now, the next catalyst that is coming in seems to be on July 1st, and that's the opening of the stock. So I feel that tomorrow we're going to probably see a little bit of a jump, followed by until July 1st. And then you want to be careful on to when to sell, because the stock did jump quite a bit, which is a good sign. But you want to be careful on to when people get bored of the stock and want to go to the next one. And you want to jump off the ship while you're green. Hopefully the stock sees a higher price than what it is right now. I'm not sure exactly in terms of the different allegations and whatnot, so I'm not going to go into that. But it looks like some people wanted it to be a little bit cheaper so they can jump a little bit 50% above. Thank you very much. Make sure to mention down in the comments below. Let us know what you found about this stock. Make sure to subscribe, share, and like. Have a good day.